brothers and sisters. Welcome to our daily Cheon prayer vigil. Yeah, to start off, I'd like to read a little bit about Cheon. Today, I would like to share with you the meaning of a new ceremony that all blessed family conduct every 8th day called the Cheon. It began on May 5th, 2004 at Yosu in Korea. That was the day when Father proclaimed the era of the day after the coming of heaven, which is Cheon. What is Cheon? It has to do with every 8th day. We declare a true Sabbath for God, and our family does our vows before heaven, and we also offer the family pledge in which we, as owners of Cheonoguk, pledge to fulfill all the responsibilities as blessed central families. Father and mother on that day could live in the realm or the era before the coming of heaven and enter into the realm of heaven as a true family. Because of that, true parents actually enter the direct dominion and direct realm of God's true love. Actually, if we had really fulfilled all that was possible in developing true love in ourselves, we also should be able to enter the realm of heaven with true parents in our hearts at that time. However, as you know, we are still working on perfecting our love through our true family providence. Therefore, we cannot enter literally with true parents. So, how do we enter the realm of heaven? So there is no gap or separation. The condition that allows us to enter the realm of heaven is Cheon. It's conditional. It means it's a spiritual condition that allows us to claim the next 8 days. When we pledge before God that we will fulfill Cheon, we pledge through the family pledge to fulfill our responsibilities as blessed central families. Through that special prayer service with our blessed family, we set a condition in which God can protect us for the next 8 days, and we claim that next 8 days. Okay, at this time, let's offer a greeting, a bow to our heavenly parents and true parents. 천진 천부님께 경배. Baro. And now we'll be singing a holy song together. And so today's holy song will be the Father's dwelling place.
We
Let us now read Family Pledge number 8. 8. 전일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 전일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신의 일 제2상을 이루어 지상 천국과 천상 천국의 대방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. Our family, the owner of Chonaguk, pledges having entered the era of Chonaguk to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. And to open us up in prayer today, I would like to invite up Uncle Stephen Boyd. Stephen Boyd.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Let's pray together. Dearest Heavenly Parent, we give thanks to you this morning that we can celebrate Anshio together to begin a new 8-day cycle. We thank you that we have the opportunity to experience the providence of our true parents and stand on the merit of their accomplishments, that we may participate in the advancement of your will, and we can join you, Heavenly Parent, in your direct dominion, even conditionally. We ask, Heavenly Parent, that in these coming 8 days, we may be guided by you, that our hearts may be open to receive your word, that we may understand our distinct responsibility in this time of history, and learn to build the community that our true mother is seeking for us to build. We ask, Heavenly Parent, that as we read during this condition the words of our mother's memoir, that we can savor each word, contemplate upon each word, and learn from each word, that they may enter into our heart, that we may know our true mother better. We ask, Heavenly Parent, that you speak to our hearts this morning, that we learn through this reading that we're about to partake of, that we learn from the word shared about the reading, and that together as brothers and sisters we may be fortified and strengthened to succeed today in our daily activities. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to come together each morning with our dear brothers and sisters from the New Jersey Family Church and with many other brothers and sisters who are joining in. We thank you so much, and we pray and report these things gratefully, upholding the names of our true parents, in the names of Stephen and Colleen Boyd, of the Boyd family, a blessed central family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you, Uncle Stephen, for opening us up with such a beautiful, beautiful prayer. And with that, we're going to do just some quick light stretches. And so, let's start with reaching up to the skies. Let's reach out in front of us. I'll go around if you like. Okay, forearms. Our arms in presence. Now let's do some shooting stretches. Stretch the sides of your body. What's that? Now, go to the chair. Feel free to stretch your back. Unwind it. And the other. Alright, now let's do some shoulder rotations. You can do it one motion. We do it while upright. Do it in your upper back. Careful posture of yourself. And let's go backwards. Let's rotate our wrists. And I go counterclockwise. And now let's turn it halfway. And go the other way. Full rotation. Counterclockwise now. And clockwise. we're going to take the next 10 seconds. Feel free to stretch anything that you'd like, maybe shake things off. Yep, 10 seconds. Anything you know you need to stretch out that's a little bit tight, the opportunity. Once in a day, just like me. Stretch. All right, bring it back. Let's bring it back here. So, we're going to be jumping into our breakouts now for our gratitude sharing. And so, today's Tuesday, we'll be doing itself. Find anything that you feel you can be grateful for. Share with whoever you're paired up with. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful sharing your breakout. I was with the Lewis family and Aunt Rini. I'd like to first invite up the Lewis family to share with us their gratitude point this morning.
Hello. Yeah, my gratitude is New Jersey Carp, or I've been on GPA the past few years, and now I'm back. And I'm grateful that there's other like second gen who are like growing in their life of faith, and that I have a community to like plug into. So I'm grateful for that.
All right. Yeah, I'm grateful. Yesterday, my sister-in-law came back from the hospital and it went smooth with the transportation. I saw how she settled in and she's now home for hospice care, but I felt really grateful that this is a possibility and it's covered by the insurance. It's most beautiful, I think, to spend your last moments in your home, where you're familiar with. Like you can play holy songs all day, your husband is there, family members that you recognize are there. It's just a precious time. And I was just very grateful thinking of her devotion. Many times at nighttime I would hear her kyongbes and she was healthy, or hear her fervent prayers in Japanese late at night. So I know it's a place of there's a lot of chongsong already built up where she can, have a peaceful, I think, time, so I'm grateful for that.
I shared about something, this is a few days ago, but I attended, it's called the Original Song Project in Manhattan. This was Sunwa Reiner's, I think she initiated this a couple of, well, maybe just a year ago. I think this is the second one. And I was just very impressed with the songs. These are all, it was basically a performance, a concert of songs that had been written the week before. I mean, just the week leading up to that concert, so it was all fresh. They weren't allowed to just, bring out songs they already had written some time ago that they liked, but they had to, come up with these songs. And I do, appreciate that. Anyway, I just felt it was a very good showcase, of our talent, I mean, a young person's talent, and also like a good witness to our values, actually, because, the songs were all, very deep, kind of personal songs. Sometimes there was some struggle, but, more so pointing to the values that we hold dear. And actually our daughter was there, Hannah, sitting there. She was there with a friend, a guest, and she really enjoyed it as well. She's actually part of a spiritual group, so she's, there's some parallel. She's like a second gen in her parents' spiritual group. So, and she really resonated with a lot of the content of the song. So it's a good, way to show what we believe through music, through these young people's songs. It was a very good, meaningful, event. So anyway, that was my appreciation. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing with us your gratitude. And actually, in the interest of time, we're going to go straight into our reading for today. So I'd like to invite up our New Jersey Family Church Assistant Pastor, Atsushi Takino.
Good morning. Happy Anshi Eve. Let's continue to read to Mother's memoir. The event was an exhibition of the world ethnicities. The whole was alive with the rushing flow of various languages. Everyone's eyes showed gratitude on behalf of the entire human family. People seeing me for the first time focused on the stage to get a good look, wondering who is this Dr. Hakcha Hamu. Then they would tilt their head quizzically. Perhaps they consider my crosses to be no thinner than theirs, and that I look like a typical mother. As I prepared the Sonak Peace Pride project, my utmost concern was that people would understand its fundamental rule. To embrace the future, we must expand the scope of vocation that can herald the coming of peace. Even though we may never meet our descendants, we must make sure that all their activities will harmonize in peace, society, and nation. After serious consideration and a discussion, the SONAC Foundation determined its overarching orientation, the peace that transcends the present and builds the future. True peace certainly requires that we resolve the current conflict between religion, races, and nation. The even greater challenges that we face, however, include the destruction of the environment and the demographic trend. The World Leading Peace Award focus on solving the problems of the present generation. Yet, we must solve the problems of the present in a way that is integrated with the practical vision for a happy future. I founded the SONAC Peace Pride as a bridge, bringing us out of this world milestone of conflict and as a compass pointing to a future homeland of peace. Thank you, brothers and sisters. So I read these three paragraphs, and what true mother are always concerned. True mother is not only concerned of the problem of the present generation, but the future generation. She said, even though we may never meet our descendants, we must make sure that all their activities will harmonize in peaceful society and nation. I sometimes think of my children and the second generation. We know they are born as son and daughter of God. They are connecting God lineage directly. And even True Father mentioned the heart of God is pouring through the lineage. However, they are living in the environment created by satanic culture still. We couldn't prepare them good environment, God-centered. Even though environment in the home, they feel love and peace. We want them to live joyfully and peacefully. Sometimes they are living the double lifestyle at some point in the home and outside of the home, or in the church community or outside of the church community. Therefore, how we can create God-centered environment, not only for our generation, but for the future generation. Yesterday, we had a meeting, the CAP leaders, and they all went to the Cheon Rivers workshop. Even 100 people gathering together. the big number of the people, but they all had personal experience with God. Yes, they sometimes struggling, they had a question, but still, because of the lineage, because of the hope of the new generation, God poured his heart to them directly. So I always pray, even our first generation, whole life sacrifice, but new generation, next generation, we like to give some special gift to the future generation. That is the world peace and a beautiful culture. So I appreciate True Mother is guiding us to the era of Cheon Il-gu. She wants to create a new culture that we call the Hyojeon culture, centering on God. So we already passed the wilderness course. Then now we are already entering the living of the kingdom of heaven. So we more substantially have to create and show the new culture to our next generation and the future generations. I always pray this point. And they don't have to live this kind of the culture. They are the direct son or daughter of God, but before Adam and Eve fell, which that they have to live in the environment like a Garden of the Eden. But right now, still, entire world is not like that kind of the environment. That's why I believe that True Mother have much concern about environment. What kind of environment we can give to next generation. Therefore, True Mother is very hurry to build the one nation, ideal nation for the world and the future generation. That was my reflection today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Takino-san. All right, so now we're going to go into our breakouts and to share any of your insights from today's reading of Mother's Memoir. So see you soon. Actually, usually we have a testimony. So actually, we're going to have a testimony first. And then Koji just reminded me, we have a living testimony, and then we'll go into our breakouts. And today's living testimony is going to be from Mrs. Berge. Mrs. Berge sharing, I believe, a Chonshinmon testimony. So go ahead, Koji. Don't worry, it's coming.
Berge, and I'm giving a testimony about the Chonshinmon and the is Elizabeth Berge, and I'm giving a testimony about the Chonshinmon, and the title of my testimony is No Tears. In April 2022, my dad passed away with a stroke, suddenly, pretty much overnight. And I had no tears, no emotion. Always in my heart and mind was be strong. That was in my life mantra, be strong. So at that time went to see my mom, stayed with her for 1 month. And I wanted to fast forward 1 month later. I had a spiritual reading with Claire Doherty. I had a lot of questions from my dad that was unresolved. And so in the reading, my dad was there, I felt, And he said, I didn't understand you before, but now I do. And you chose a lonely path, a righteous path, and I'm going to support you. And the tears just came flowing and flowing. I was crying. So much liberation in my heart. And he said, your mom is stubborn as a mule. She's going to be really hard to crack open in her heart, but I will help you. After that, I shared this with my husband. He was really moved. My entire family was so moved by this reading that he decided to go to the Las Vegas 7-day workshop, the very first one. And we went together, and they had something called a resonance prayer. And I felt this was a very different kind of prayer. I couldn't break through, and I decided to do extra conditions. So on top of the already busy schedule, I did my 1-hour DP reading every day, and also at that time morning devotion. So I just continue to jam in right before lunch, right before dinner, the conditions. And at one point on the 5th or 6th day of the workshop, I had about 10 minutes to actually pray with all my conditions I was doing. And I broke down again in tears, sobbing. I felt my dad was right there with me. So I could go further in the heart-to-heart connection with my dad. I told my group, the group that was there together with me, and my husband broke through the last day in his prayer. Coming home after the workshop, things went back to normal. And about a year later, we got the Cheon in the Bay Area Family Church. And I decided to wake up at 5 a.m., no matter what. And for 3 years, I was having sleep troubles. I couldn't fall asleep. And it started to get worse even again at that time with anxiety, claustrophobia I felt before going to bed. So that's when I decided, okay, I'm waking up no matter what. So I went to the Cheon in the Bay Area church, and I felt completely, again, breaking through in my prayer. My husband recommended me to do wish papers. So I did 3 wish papers for sleep, and I decided to add on a home. I want to have a peaceful, loving, and affordable environment, a home where I can feel comfortable and that is connecting together with sleep for me. That is, that it goes together. So visiting my mom with my daughter now in August, I felt this strong pull. Now here I'm in New York right now to come back home. This I felt this peaceful place that I did not see before. I've been living 25 years in California with my family, in the unification movement. The first evening we went to my mom, it was a Sunday night. We were standing outside her patio, and the neighbor came running across the street, and he said, okay, which one of your daughters likes yoga? And that was me. He said, okay, I'm paying for your class. I'm inviting you to come to yoga tomorrow. Everybody was really surprised. And also walking back the next day from the class, my neighbor's daughter, who's 24 years old, is walking with her yoga mat. I approached her and I asked her, oh, were you in my yoga class? And she said, oh, I found out she was in another yoga class. And just on the side, I'm very passionate about yoga. I taught for 5 years in California. This is something that I always go to find peace and to help others as well. So God was working through that yoga. I really felt as a sign. I went to another yoga class the next day in a town nearby and asked someone for directions where the class is. She was the teacher. We walked to the class together. So I was feeling serendipity and resonance every day. I'm still here feeling every day I am being guided by Spirit World. I'm being guided every day, taking one day at a time. When I drove on the country roads, I felt this immense peace, incredible peace here in the countryside. I could cry, I could pray in the car. Again, this wish paper that I did was showing me this is where I want you to go. This is the home for you. This is the peace. And it's affordable. It's at your mom's house. And she has an apartment next door as well, of which she's renting out, and they'll be moving out in the spring, summer. So I feel everything is really falling into place, really being guided. My spiritual dad drove me to my mom's house, and he brought a bag of tea, coffee, lots of things for my mom. I was afraid, he's my spiritual dad, how she's going to react. And of course, we didn't tell her he's my spiritual dad, just a close friend. She couldn't believe this person was in our movement, his family. They came with a Tesla, and she kept talking about him the whole week, how nice he is. Every morning in my mom's house, I'm doing the 6 a.m. morning devotion. And so I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and I feel such a connection to brothers and sisters on this call. I receive so much power to face my mom at 8 a.m. in the morning. We go for breakfast together. We have breakfast in the morning together. I can see how much this spiritual community is a strength and support for me, and how this can harmonize my family. In this way, I feel that I'm becoming a tribal leader, and this is my vision, for my family, and I feel this is the vision that God has for me, Cheon mother, Cheon parents have for me as well. So I am being guided. I'm moving forward in faith and spirit and truth. And of course, I have to mention together with my husband, who, when I mentioned about these things and about my experiences, he said it's about time. He's been yearning to go to New York. And when I spoke with my cousin, she also said, yeah, it's time. So that is my testimony. I am very grateful, and I hope this can inspire you to go to Cheon, to make your own wish papers, find your own personal vision and dream in God and your parents. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth Berge, for sharing with us your testimony. And with that, we're going to go into our breakouts now. So just take a moment to think about today's reading of Mother's Memoir, then the living testimony, and share your testimony with whoever you've paired up with. We'll see you all soon. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful sharing in your breakout. Yeah. In the interest of time, I'll ask one person. Our Koji. Koji said, please share your reflection in the chat. So if you have any reflections, feel free to put it in the chat. I would like to ask Etsuko-san to share her reflection from today's morning reading. Etsuko Kaneko.
Good morning. The let's spread this takeaway is very beautiful. I wish you could talk to everybody, but anyway, my takeaway just get the only I remind the sentence in a Songhak Prize why True Mother established that. It's already explained before the chapter, but I felt that is a True Mother's message, and then also God's message. Wherever, whatever you have, any kind of a job or any kind of place, any kind of position, if you live God's talent, using your God's talent for the sake of others, so then God and True Mother wanted to give that person a prize. So that is a True Mother's heart. I got anyway. I thought so. For the young people or older people, doesn't matter. Just using that God's talent God gave us, and then offer oneself for sake of others, for sake of company, sake of family, sake of other people. Then God wanted to give us the prize. So that is really, for me, is the deeply how I should live, to use talent and God gave, and also to offer to other people to make other people happy. So that is my takeaway. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kaneko-san. Yeah, today I think the sentence that stood out was, to embrace the future, we must expand the scope of vocations that can herald the coming of peace. And then Mother goes on to say that the peace that transcends the present and builds the future. Certainly, that requires resolving the current conflicts between religion, races, and nations. And that the even greater challenge we face, however, are the environmental and demographic trends. And so it made me think a little bit more of the peace that we've been longing to bring about in this world, and Mother refers to it here, is a peace that mends the struggles that came about that shouldn't have come about in the first place. She's talking about the major struggles started with religion, with race and nations, but if there hadn't been the fall, if we were united from the beginning, there should have been one nation. We would have been kind of one race and only one religion. And so it's a restorational kind of peace building. But what Mother is looking at is something beyond just that. It's a world where more than being able to live without conflict, it's live in a world filled with harmony with our environment, and also a world where we can be happy. Right? She says it right there in today's reading. And so, yeah, just really grateful for Mother, and specifically, I think is very defining of the era we live in, not the era of restoration or indemnity, but an era of creation as we speak of it. And so, yeah, that was my inspiration from today's reading. Okay, so looks like a lot of people, or at least Kimi shared his inspiration in the chat, and everyone's responding to that. Looks like there may be a coaching session at Sunday service, and so feel free to tune in to cliftonfamilychurch.org. And then Clofa says, appreciate Carol Miyazaki becoming part of the Bridgeport community. Amazing. All right, so now we will go into our announcements. The registration link for the Cheon Rebirth Workshop is coming out. Will come out. Don't worry, it will come out soon. We still have a couple of days. We're hashing out a few details here and there, but it will come out. So please wait in anticipation and spread the word that it is happening. It is happening. Reverend Dunkley is getting fired up. He's had it amazes me, right? He's having a series of back to back rebirth workshops. I'm talking, in LA, he's giving every single talk, right? And then, he's very emotive, very expressive. Sometimes I worry about his voice. Like, is he going to lose his voice now? Is he going to lose his voice this workshop? But he hasn't. I think he's controlling, as we go, he's controlling how much he kind of speaks and yells, especially in his prayer. So we had the LA workshop. Currently, there's an ACLC one going on in Las Vegas. Then there's the YAM one happening, and he's going to DC right away. And after that, he's going to Chicago, and then going to Dallas, and then he's coming to Subregion 1. And so please pray for him, actually, so that when he gets here, he's still filled with all the energy and the inspiration. All right. But with that, we're going to go to our Cheon prayer. And yesterday, Kimi asked me to offer the prayer. So I am in the Las Vegas Cheon, so I'll offer the prayer at this time. So please join me in prayer. I need music, Koji. Most beloved Heavenly Parents, true parents of heaven and earth kind, Jesus Christ in heaven, Spirit to Spirit world, good morning. Thank you so much for all that you've done for us, all that you continue to do for each and every one of us every day. I'm so grateful for your grace, your love, kindness, and your mercy. Thank you for everything that you do for us every day and each day. Thank you. Thank you for our true parents. We've known from the beginning all you've ever wanted was a family. All you ever wanted was children who you could live with, children you could call your own. But for thousands and thousands of years, you have to live without your children, recognizing who you were. Very own people that you created who turned their backs on you. Very own people you created, Heavenly Parent. We haven't been able to recognize you. And now we're finally understanding how much pain and how much suffering must have been for you to be in the position of a parent and being denied by your own children. I'd like to express my gratitude for all of the central figures of humanity and every single person who continue to, against all odds, respond to you, fulfill on the condition that laid the foundation for your only begotten Son, Jesus. And you're our true parents to come about at this time. It brought you great joy seeing the devotion of our true parents to come together to finally bring about the realization of what you have wanted, to receive the holy blessing and to finally bring about a world with children that you could call your own, to bring about a world with families that you would envision. But we know that we're still in a period of transition. We're coming from a world that had been fallen, and so we have many concepts, many understandings that perhaps, Heavenly Parent, you hadn't originally intended. And so I pray at this time for you to be with us, to open our hearts, to open our minds, to be able to receive your inspiration at this time. Holy Parent, please help us be able to understand our true parents, our Regional Chair Reverend Dunkley has said that our true parents have perhaps had the most human experience. They have lived for decades, going through torture, walking a painful path of betrayal, of rejection, of having their own children walk away from them. Heavenly Parent, they've lived such a painful path, but they still look forward and look up to you, Heavenly Parent, walking in the stead to bring about a world where you can be happy, a world where you can be joyful. And so, Heavenly Parent, in the little way that we can, we want to respond, and we want to be able to contribute towards bringing about the world of joy, the world of peace, and the world that's united as one nation that you had envisioned from the start. So please, as we step forward into this new era, as we seek to be reborn, please fill us with your inspiration of what it is that you had envisioned from the beginning. What was the ideal? What was the world that you had wanted us to build, Heavenly Parent? Not what we have now. We want to let go of our old concepts and step into a world that you had envisioned. And we know that this is something that will come about through each and every one of our unique manifestation and understanding of you, Heavenly Parent. And that will come about through our unity with your central figure that you have brought about at this time, with our true Father in heaven and our true Mother here with us on this earth. So please help us be able to connect to, please help us be able to understand and open up our hearts and our mind, unite with our true Mother. Listen to what she had to say with the time that we have left with her. It's so precious. Please help us be able to bring about a world of unity, a world of peace, a world of harmony, a world of love, a world filled with heart, a world of family. Please be with us. Please guide us. And as we, in this region, prepare our hearts and our minds to receive our regional chair, Reverend Dunkley, who's going to share with us this deeper essence and heart of our true Mother. Please be with us and prepare our hearts to receive it all and to step forward as your champions at this time. I pray and I put this in the name of Resfred and Hannah Arthur, blessed true couple, Anji. And at this time, let's offer a unison prayer. Please feel free to unmute.
Morning, Heavenly
Our most beloved Heavenly
Thank you,
Parent,
David,
oh Father God, we call on you and ask that you please
Thank
visit
you,
this
Father.
mother, from the people whom you can trust, whom you can use at this time in history, Father, to be able to connect in heart,
Three brothers to
her heart, really pray for her health and well-being, as they gather around her, the grandchildren, help them to grow in your love, Father. Pray that all
know
of
what we're
your
stepping into.
after her,
Don't know
so much, Heavenly Father, for your love and your
what
goodness.
Brother Chen and Harold.
Father,
you are still
Wherever we come in contact with her,
light in this
feel your love through us.
to be able to
In our heart, sing about you. Bring us to talk about cry about the tomorrow which trust in your providence, Heavenly Parent. Excellent foundation, especially to Mother working with the Father in heaven. On the foundation to relate to you, to relate to our prayers. We know you make this time, Heavenly Parent, whenever we call out to Him. Especially special for Mother. Mother help us. This move this responsibility to others who allow them
whatever we're doing,
Cover the UTS that is coming. I pray you will accomplish. I am Malala. My relationship with chat group
It's the world where we
their
don't
children can be motivated to We've been thinking, thank you for Barbara, for Barbara being able to be in school. You're working to accomplish this.
more heavenly way.
world
Love and influence of
grateful.
not just one moment in time, but
We may or may not have
the peace built
just
every nook and cranny of our spiritual be the people bodied to be the right who they are,
mostrarnos el camino. Padre verdadero, camino de
June. Thank you all for joining today's Cheon Prayer Vigil. I lost count of the days of of our condition, but we are in our 21-day, day 5. Okay, I see Pastor Barbara. Day 5. Today's day 5. Today is also Anchil, right? Anchil is our heavenly Sabbath, in a sense, it's Heavenly Parents Day. So let's celebrate our Heavenly Parents today. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. See you all tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Pastor Barbara.
everyone.
Thank you, Red. Timmy.
Yes.
Thank
A great day.
Have a good day, Bismarck.
Have a wonderful day.
Stay Charlotte and
You have to respond.
Caroline.
What? Oh.
Good morning, Caroline.
Thank you for your testimony.
And
wow. Thank you, Bergie.
Thank you for
this.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day, everyone. We'll close your room in 5 seconds.
And Ocon is in the house.
Thank you.
Great.
Hey, for your testimony.
Thank you.